All right, so let's move on to Pat Brabble. And this is the prepper down in North Carolina preparing for an economic collapse. And this dude, the first thing I thought about when I saw this dude is, man, I wish I had the money that this dude has, because he's got some really, really cool stuff. He's got a lot of stuff that is just absolutely just, makes me jealous. That some of the stuff that he opens his gun safe and all that. It's like, holy moly.
Did you notice to get into his prepper room, he had a fake wall?
Yeah. Let me play that real quick and then we'll go into that. But yeah, that's another thing that I was like, hey man, that is pretty cool. I don't know that I'd have showed it on Doomsday Preppers or anything like that, but it is kind of cool. Let me play that little clip real quick. What's that?
Showing your secret room on Doomsday Preppers?
Yeah.
Maybe he has 2 secret rooms. That's his fake secret room.
Yeah. But it's something super simple and just absolutely like if somebody didn't know, you'd have no idea it was there. Let me play that real quick.
Pat follows the prepper's rule of operational security. He keeps his preps in a secret location on his property. Only family members and close friends know its whereabouts. The 20 by 20 room holds their entire stockpile, including 200 gallons of water, 30 jars of peanut butter, and 200 pounds of sugar.
All right, there's a couple things with that. Very cool.
Hey, real quick. Did you notice what his water was?
Yeah, I did.
Water bottles. That's so awesome.
See, that isn't all that terrible to me. Because what has he got there? 10 cases? Maybe there's 20. Maybe that's too deep or whatever. I guess, but to me, that space right there, you could hold a lot more water right there. Plus, just the waste, and I don't know, man. But I'll tell you what, that food storage looks fantastic. The whole setup looks fantastic. The way he's got this set up, where it just looks like part of the garage wall or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden he opens the sucker up, and it's like this whole secret room. I mean, it's fantastic. The other thing about this, other than the water bottles that kind of got me too, was why, and I don't know if it was in this clip or not or right after this, but they're talking about they're storing 600 pounds of sugar. Why the hell do you need 600 pounds of sugar?
I was just talking about this today too with a buddy, man, and we were having a conversation about GMO foods and just the crap that they put in our foods. I mean, again, you'll look at the back of a label of food and it's all chemicals. And in what point of our world and this do we think it's like, oh, chemicals are healthy? No, that's why we put filters on our fucking water we Berkey water filters, right? And so we got on the conversation. We ended up talking about sugar and just like, I've pretty much cut sugar out of my life, man, and it's been one of the greatest things ever. And it was one of the hardest things I ever had. Sugar is like, man, you really want that. And I think it's just, if you can't drop sugar in the fucking apocalypse, man, you got a problem. Because I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe it'll be cool to have some sugar to make some chocolate chip cookies when you hit your first Christmas and everybody's, opening up presents with rocks inside. Like, oh, look at the rock I buffed off for you.
I whittled you this picture of a fish.
Yeah, here's two seeds to grow watermelons next year, or some shit, kind of thing. Well, maybe you want some comfort food. I don't know about all that sugar though. She had a lot of sugar. I think it's
it's just, I mean,
to each their own in prepping. You got people that shoot their thumbs off. You got guys that have secret rooms with lots of sugar in it.
I get why you'd need sugar. You're making bread. Bread would be one of those things that is a good filler, and it's different. Everybody loves bread, so you need to, you want to cook stuff like that. But 600 pounds means you're making candy and all sorts of. I mean, salt. I can get salt. I understand maybe why you'd need that much salt, but I just don't get the whole sugar
Schmoly
thing.
In the chat says butt wipe, solid gold. I mean, how many rolls of toilet paper could you put up there? Or I don't know. Hey, that's their prepping. I think that's, maybe he just has enough room. Again, maybe that's not all his shit. Maybe he actually has enough room where he has a bunch of other shit somewhere. And that's like, they got so much room. It's like, all right, why don't we have some sugar?
Yeah. Or maybe he's got, they got a whole bunch of booze and stuff like that. So maybe he's got some sort of still or something and they just didn't want to talk about it on the show. There's got to be a reason. I just can't figure out what it is.
And I looked that guy up. He has like some big heating and AC company or something along those lines.
Insulation company,
some
yeah.
Service provider, insulation company down there. And it looked like his website. It looked like he had a lot of business. So,
well, from what he can do, and you'll have to, like I said, the link is below, but from what he can do, business is good. He talks about how they spent $10,000 in 2 years or whatever, which doesn't seem like a lot, but he's talking about $10,000 on supplies and stuff like that. So what else has he spent above that $10,000 that isn't food storage and stuff?
Well, and the thing I liked about him was when he first started, when they opened the episode, he said that he's prepping for his family and friends. Yeah. So here's a guy who's made it, right? Obviously, he has this big company and he has 200 pounds of sugar in a secret fucking room off his garage. He's doing all right. And but what's he doing? He's preparing for his friends too. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? They've got, I don't want it to make it sound like we're talking a whole bunch of crap because I'm going to bring up the whole booze storage for bartering and all that. The dude's got it figured out. I mean, he's got a great setup. He's got a great plan and all that. There are some holes in it, like I'm going to talk about with this storing booze for bartering and stuff like that. They don't drink, yet they spend, in the show they were talking about how they spent just as much money on food storage. They spent just as much money on booze as they did on food storage. Because in a SHTF situation, it can be used for bartering and stuff like that. And I just think you're setting yourself up for, one, what kind of people are going to be wanting to barter for booze, and two, that space could be used for a whole bunch of other stuff.
I kind of get the idea that they're very social people and that they entertain.
Could be.
Just, for some reason, that's why I was picking up off them, where he talks about prepping for his family and friends, and then his wife's cooking and all this stuff. I was wondering when he was buying the booze, I'm like, he's saying bartering. That's the old, I think that's what we'll get into that in a second. But I was like, yeah, that's kind of, whatever. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder if this guy's getting ready to have a party, man. Have a bunch of people over and a cookout, and like, here's all the booze for his buddy just because he's dry. Maybe he's cool with other people getting drunk and making asses out of themselves. I know I can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then he's got, and I've got this clip that I want to play here. He's got this bright idea, and this one bothers me too, but he's got this idea that he's going to take these booze bottles and use them as Molotov cocktails.
So he throws away, we're watching this thing here. They throw away probably 100 and something dollars in booze.
That's some expensive Molotov cocktails right there, man. I mean, there's cheaper ways to do that if you're going to do that. On top of the fact that as far as home defense goes, that's stupid. Why are you going to light shit on fire for home defense?
Molotov, I've heard that so many times. And watch when they throw these things, right? They throw them into this fireplace. There you go. That's the amount of fire you're getting out of a Molotov cocktail. Hopefully you hit the guy, smash the part right in front of someone's foot, or maybe if you're dealing with cars, but it's a totally fairly ineffective. If you're in some sort of, you're an insurgent and you want to attack the fixed position or something like that and burn something down, maybe, but no, man, like, what are you doing? You're going to have some guy just stand in front of you, say, throw your bottle with like iron shoes that you can throw your bottles on. Yeah.
Molotov cocktails, to me, those are, out of your area type of weapons. You think of them in riots or marauders coming to your house to burn you out, not in your front yard. You throwing one of those, you're not going to be throwing them into a fire pit. And what is that going to do around your property? And, a half an hour into this firefight, you're screwed.
I wonder if the show makes them come up with something, kind of like, how are you going to defend it? And like, he looked like he was having a lot of fun busting those booze bottles. So I wonder if something like he's always wanted to try, like, let me go out there and see if this works, and went out and did it. And you know what? The other thing is, maybe he doesn't drink now, but maybe he's saying, fuck, it's the apocalypse, man. Like, might as well at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, the meteorite's is gonna smash the earth tomorrow, right on your house. And so anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this one up with Pat. I personally thought that it looked like, there's only so much you can tell from the show, how much they have prepared, but it seemed to me like he's the real deal and actually has got this stuff set up. I didn't play any of the clips in this show, but if you watch the full show, he's got a fantastic, just a bunch of firearms and this big, huge safe. Just a fantastic setup. So it seems like this dude's got
the right mindset, and he's got a lot of the stuff going on other than the sugar and the booze. I think he's doing a lot of the right things, and I can totally see him being the real deal.
Hey, and if you got the space, man, prep away. I agree. I think he had a good mindset towards it. I think he had a great approach, and the fact that he's prepping for other people and he has the ability to is pretty awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Hey everyone, thanks again for watching.
Absolutely. Just as a reminder, you can help us defeat the censors by liking, subscribing, and sharing this or any of our videos. Don't forget to click the link below and visit the website. Over there, you can listen to any of the older podcast episodes and also get on the email list.
And best of all, you can help us give the finger to both the apocalypse and the censors alike.